Right, this is the topic 1 variables and expressions test. I'm going to go through what the correction should be for each question. Number 1 said, which of the following represents the algebraic expression for this phrase? 6 less than a number squared. So I know an expression that we should have numbers, letters, and an operation. So I'm going to turn this into 6. I know less than means to subtract. And a number squared is the exponent of 2. Now, because it says 6 less than that number squared, you have to remember that you're going to subtract 6 from n squared. So the choice we were looking for was choice C. Number 2, you had to match the underlined parts of the expression with the correct vocabulary term. The 3 that's with the variable is considered C, the coefficient. Remember we said co means like with something, like Miss Flood and I are co-workers, we work together. So this is with the variable. So that's the coefficient. It's being multiplied times y. This is the underlined letter. Another word for a letter is a variable. This number that's by itself is called the constant. And this is the operation because the underline is under the plus sign, which is the operation there. All right, take a look at number 3. Number 3 says to evaluate that expression, so we had to put a 4 in where we saw x and a 2 for the y. So I'm going to rewrite this expression as 3 times 4 plus 2 to the 3rd power, all divided by 4. So then I'm going to look, what should I solve first? Well, I know in PEMDAS there's nothing inside the parentheses, so I'm going to go to the exponent. So I'm going to rewrite 3 times 4, and I know 2 to the 3rd means 2 times 2 times 2, all divided by 4. Now I'm going to actually solve that. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. Now I'm going to do this multiplication. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 8, all divided by 4. 12 plus 8 is 20 divided by 4, which equals 5 when you do the division. All right, I'm going to flip to the next page, number 4. So suppose a bookstore sells B copies of a book. Now, they didn't tell us how many copies that were sold. They just said B is the number. The price of each book is $10. You have a coupon for $7 off the total cost. So to write an expression to represent the total cost of the books after using the coupon, I would say, well, if it's $10 per book, that means I'm going to multiply 10 times the number of books that were sold. Then it says it's $7 off the total cost. So from the total cost, I'm going to subtract $7. So that's the expression we were looking for. Now they said assume that we sold 12 books. So B is the number of books. So in place of B, I'm going to substitute in 12. Then I'm going to solve 10 times 12 is 120 minus 7. And you're going to get $113. All right, number 6. Is the expression below numerical or algebraic? Well, numerical sounds like numbers. And algebra, usually there's variables. So if I look at the expression, remember variables are x or n, letters. I only see numbers, 18 minus 2. So that's going to tell me that this is numerical because there are only numbers in the expression. Numbers in the expression. Okay, there's no variables. All right, take a look at number 7. Lindsay has 47 coins in her change purse. They're either dimes or quarters, so there's 47 altogether. If n represents the number of quarters, write an expression in terms of n that describes the number of dimes. So if altogether there's 47 and n is the number of quarters, I need to find out what's left. So the way we would do this expression is we would take the total number and we would subtract the number of quarters, and that would leave us with the number of dimes. So we were looking for the total minus the quarters, and that'll give us the number of dimes. All right, take a look at number 8. They said A is equal to 4, B is equal to 7. Find the perimeter of this rectangle below. So write an expression to represent the perimeter of the rectangle. Well, I know in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So if this is B, this is B, and if this is A, this is A. To find perimeter, I add all the sides. So an expression showing that would be to do A plus B plus A plus B. I would have to add all the sides. So if I substitute in the numbers that they gave me, A is really equal to 4. B is really equal to 7. So in order to figure out the perimeter, I would do 4 plus 7 plus 4 plus 7. So this is really 11 plus 4 plus 7, which is 15 plus 7, which is 22 units. All right, take a look at the last page, number 9. Number 9 says to rewrite the expression in exponential form. They have it in expanded form where it's all stretched out. So to write it in exponential form, we're going to take exponents in a base. So our base is 3, and the bossy exponent told us to write it 1, 2, 3 times, so it's 3 to the 3rd. Then there's a plus sign, and then I see 5 times 5, so my base is 5, and my bossy exponent told me to write it 2 times. So that's changing it into exponential form. Now they want the value. So the value of it is to actually multiply this out and add and figure out what the value is. So I'm going to start multiplication left to right. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 plus 5 times 5. Then I'm going to do 9 times 3, 27 plus 5 times 5. Then I need to multiply those. I get 25 plus 27. And then when I do that, I get 52. So the value is 52. All right, so the very last problem says to evaluate this expression, we just wanted you to do order of operations or PEMDAS. Okay, so in PEMDAS, we're going to start with parentheses. And I do see parentheses, so I'm going to solve that subtraction first. 5 minus 3 is 2. Then I'm going to bring everything else down. That's your first step. I'm going to cross off parentheses. We did that. The next step is to do exponents. Well, there's exponents right there. 4 squared, that bossy exponent says write 4 2 times. I have to bring everything else down. And 4 times 4 is really 16. All right, so I'm done with exponents. Then I have to look for multiplying or dividing, and I see that here. 16 times 2 is 32. And plus 14, so we did that. And the last thing is the addition. 14 plus 32 would be 46. So that's the answer we were looking for number 10.